Donald Trump, he was in Atlanta yesterday where he slammed Kamala Harris's rhetoric. Watch this.
The newest line from Kamala and her campaign is that everyone who isn't voting for her is a Nazi. This is the kind of outrageous rhetoric that has resulted in 2 assassination attempts in the last 3 months. I'm running a campaign of solutions to save our country. Kamala is running a campaign of demonization and hate.
Well, look who's here now. Marc Thiessen, the man himself. Mark, after 2 assassination attempts, why are the Democrats still using what I would call inflammatory language?
Because it's all they have. I mean, nobody's voting for Kamala Harris. Nobody even knows who she is or what she stands for. She didn't go through a primary. She didn't lay out a detailed policy agenda. She's just the figurehead standing in against Trump. And the only way they win is by demonizing Trump. You know, I remember after the first assassination attempt, Joe Biden went out and said, we got to tone down the rhetoric, that we all of us have a responsibility to tone down the rhetoric. Well, now they're calling him a Nazi and a fascist. They tone down the rhetoric. They've turned it up. And it's irresponsible, and it's false, and it's desperate.
Yes,
calling somebody a Nazi is about as desperate as you can get.
Yeah, I think so. Listen to what Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said about Kamala Harris campaigning with Liz Cheney. Watch this.
She calls Liz Cheney a true patriot when they were campaigning together. Is that hurting Kamala Harris with more progressive voters?
Well, listen, I think there's plenty of people that aren't happy about that. And I think that is part of the nature of putting together a coalition. I don't love it, but that doesn't mean that we aren't on the same team and we aren't on the same page when it comes to who is unequivocally the better candidate in order to win the presidential election.
All right, Mark, let's suppose that Harris wins the White House. Will progressives then get in the way of any outreach to the GOP?
Well, ask yourself a simple question. If Kamala Harris wins the White House, who is she going to be listening to, Liz Cheney or AOC?
Yeah,
I think the answer is pretty clear.
Yeah,
AOC and her wing of the party are going to be the ones who are in charge. But my question isn't why is Kamala Harris campaigning with Liz Cheney? It's why isn't Donald Trump campaigning with Nikki Haley? Because there's about 2 in 10 voters in the swing states who are undecided. And they're either undecided or they're leaning one way or another, but still say they could change their votes. They're not firm, and a lot of them have a lot of reservations about Donald Trump. They agree with him on the economy. They agree with him that the country's headed in the wrong direction, but they're not sure that they can pull the lever. Why not pick somebody who's just like them to go out and campaign for them? Someone who has deep reservations about Trump but has made a decision to support him. That's Nikki Haley.
Fair point.
She's the perfect person to speak to those people. It's political malpractice not to have her out there.
That would be an October surprise, would it not? Marc Thiessen, good stuff today. Thanks
Yes,
so much. We'll see you again soon.